Hello and welcome back to the top 100 maps of all time with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB, you're very welcome. And today we reached number 52, the number of cards in the deck, the number of weeks in the year, and the position of this iconic map on the top 100 as voted by you. Well, okay, this is memorable. I remember a fair amount about this map, partly because it is so iconic, partly because it is such a good builder's map, but also its simplicity. It's one of those maps that hasn't been overworked, and certainly from this angle you can look at it and you can go, it doesn't really grab me. You can say it from this angle, but when you get down to ground level, that's where you start seeing the city building possibilities. Very nice work indeed. At number 52 with a 90% approval rating, it's Blade Mountain by dbrooksjr. Wow. Such an iconic map. One of my favourite thing with the actual framing of this map is the most iconic part of the map here, the Blade Mountain, is actually out the 25 tiles. So it means that you have got all of the main buildable area without having to worry about your iconic landmark. Brilliant work. It was released to the workshop in November of 2018, so a little while ago now, getting on towards the 5th year. It has 22 items required for it, including network extensions too. There is a theme mix. There isn't actually a predefined theme mix. You have to do the work yourself, but it's not too hard. It uses Rye Bluffs, Waiheke and Wet Temperate, and there are only 3 settings that need changing, so it's not a huge task. Uses Relight Neutral LUT as well. I did review this, but I'm going to get to that in a moment. It currently has 448 subscribers, 92 of which have marked it as a favourite. It has a 4-star rating on Steam from 42 people who have voted on it, and I reviewed this, there you go, in episode 565 of What's Map, where I gave it 4 stars for aesthetics, 4 for detail, and 5 for gameplay potential. So, in terms of the shape of the map, lots of buildable space in 25 tiles, broken up fairly neatly by the river, a little bit of mountain and a little bit of lake there. It's just subtle. It's just subtle. We only have the one highway and one intersection with a slightly phallic looking start location. Apparently, according to phallic, we do have a sperm as well up here off the second island. There is an airport on the island, which we'll go and have a look at. I remember that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to going and having a fresh look. I don't think it makes any difference whether we come in from the right or the left, because, be honest with you, both of these roads are kind of okay. They're following the correct routes. They're not doing anything spectacular. So we'll, and they both go over a bridge. So we'll start at this end. Now obviously there are a few trees under the road at this end, and also the same with the rail, as covered thousands of times before. If you're using Tree Anarchy, you can unset that to happen, and if you're not using Tree Anarchy, then it won't happen. You'll just have the trees hidden underneath the road anyway. But we like to see them because they are part of the tree count. Not that there's that many, and so it's not really an issue for us in today's map. So anyways, yes, look. Okay, you'll say from above it's a bit and then from down here just swaves of buildable space, broken up with some quite pleasing hills as well. First intersection there leading us off to, oh, we've got a dirt track goes off to the, oh, we'll have a look at that a bit later on. I've forgotten about that. There's something for me to go back and entertain myself with, because this series, like I say, as much as it's there for you to try and find you the best map for your last city build, but it's also for me to entertain myself by having a look at some of the best maps there have ever been. Look at the rock detailing along the bottom there. Just little bits to make a map stand out. Trumpet intersection leading us down into the start square, and just lots of potential down here. Let's head down to the roundabouts, the roundabout. There we go. The blade in the background. Imagine building a city with that looking down over you. Fantastic. I suppose we should just follow the highway a little bit further because we do have another bridge to have a little look at. Smaller bridge this time. Again, detailed almost identically. A nice little phallic wishbone going on here. And then another little bridge there. And that is the highways. That's all she wrote, isn't it? We do have again trees under the road there as well. I'm coming back here before we go and have a look at the blades. I want to come back here because I can't remember what happened down this way. Over here to the dirt track up to everybody's favourite factory. Up here, rail has been abandoned. Now, see, now this is an interesting thing, right? I would say that these grasses almost definitely are intentionally. We've got a tree growing out of the roof here. Is that deliberate? It's got to be deliberate, hasn't it? It's got to be prop snapping. But yes, so grasses under the rail indicate to me that these grasses are intentionally there because this is abandoned. Then that says, well, if you've got the settings for that, these trees are intended to be on the roads. It's just a little talking point. I mean, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Where's this road go? Where's this road go? Where are we going? Oh, we're off to a quarry by the looks of it. I've completely forgotten about this quarry. Out here in the middle of nowhere. There's no way that these are supposed to be. I reckon the grass detailing down at the factory under the rail is meant to be hidden. I reckon. This is actually a really nice, pleasing quarry. Very nice quarry. That I like that more than I should. That is a really nice. Just dotted out there. Completely out of the way. Just doing its own thing. The theme mix as well. Look at the way that we've got. And I like the contrast with the on this. I know I've complained about this in the past about the rocks not matching, but I kind of like the contrast on this map. I think it just suits the aesthetic. And over this way we got a waterfall. And was it a good waterfall? I would say it probably was a good waterfall. It was actually quite a good waterfall. Look at the way that holds its shape. So there you go. That's map contains a believably good waterfall. This is why this map stood out. It might not have been the most mind-blowing of map shape designs. We're still going to get down to Blade Mountain. We're working our way down there. But what you have is just all the little added areas that make you think, hang on a second, I could do something with that, or that's really well worked. Stuff like that. Down here to the beach, where we have the Essential Lighthouse. Isn't she lovely? And I have to be honest with you, right? Now I think about it, I think, and that the clipping on that is absolutely 100% on point. I don't think you'll find a better clipped pier than that. Also, the way the lighthouse has been done, that is exceptional work. Yeah, I think I was inspired subconsciously or unconsciously subconsciously with Bonbon Island, with the airport on the island just off of the mainland. Probably inspired by this, looking at it. We do have this drilling thing. Okay. Yeah, completely forgotten about that. And then down here, the airport's the little private airport with a little Cessna as well. That's part of the requirements. 22 things to subscribe to. And as you can imagine, if you don't subscribe to the Cessna, it's not going to break your map at all. But yeah, I think this probably, thinking back, probably inspired me a little bit. without thinking about it. Is just seeing it now makes me realise how similar in some respects Bonbon Island is to this map with that secondary island. Anyway, heading down towards the Blade Mountain itself now, and it's just the extra iconic vibe. Look at this, it's like a Stegosaurus. Such an iconic landmark, beautifully done. Now I have seen in the comments on the workshop that a few people saying how it reminds them of Gibraltar. I kind of get it. It is Gibraltar-esque, but it's, not strictly speaking. Not strictly speaking for me. I think this stands out on its own rather than being a Gibraltar inspired. Personally, little extension. Loving the way that the this peninsula comes out, and we're not just stopping here. We've got a couple of islands just like. And the way that we get the larger island, then the shorter island, and then of course the essential lighthouse as well down here too. That is remarkable. And you know what? I think that is also our screenshot for the day. So there you go, a Blade Mountain by dbrooksjr. Absolutely worthy. I'm really glad that it actually made the top 100. It's understated, and while it's their only map in the top 100, it is well worth its place. Blade Mountain. And that is it from today. We've got one more show this week. Again, next week, I'm not sure whether or not there's going to be anything because we have got the update coming. I'm recording this before the update, and so I don't know whether the game is going to be broken or not. I don't know whether the maps are going to be broken. So if there are no top 100s next week, then just bear with me. We'll be back within no time whatsoever, I'm hoping. That's it for me. Thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing, for joining me for another top 100 map of all time. I'll be back very, very soon. And thanks to all the BonBon buddies on Patreon and YouTube membership for supporting the channel. You guys really are the very, very best. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.